All right, let's dive in. We're going to decode one of the biggest, most talked about technologies on the entire planet, artificial intelligence. We're going to break down what it is, where you already see it every day, and, where it might be headed. And that's the big question, right? You use it all the time. It's in your phone's navigation, it's behind your streaming recommendations, it's even sorting your email. But what are we actually talking about when we say AI?
Okay, so let's get to the core of it. The classic definition is pretty straightforward. It's the simulation of human intelligence in machines. Basically, it's the whole field dedicated to building systems that can do things that normally require human thought. Learning, solving problems, making decisions. It sounds simple, but that one little sentence opens up a whole universe of complexity.
So let's start with what's real, right now. This is the AI that's already woven into the fabric of our lives, whether we actively notice it or not. And this everyday AI, it has a name. It's called Narrow AI. And honestly, that name tells you pretty much everything you need to know about it. It's a specialist, not a generalist, and that defines both its power and its limits. So think of Narrow AI as a highly trained expert that can only do one job. It's designed to perform a single, specific task, and it does that one thing incredibly well. Your voice assistant, it's brilliant at understanding your speech to set a timer or play a song. But you can't ask it to write an essay for you. It literally can't learn beyond its programming. Your email spam filter is another perfect example. It's an absolute master at one thing and one thing only, keeping junk out of your inbox.
Okay, so if the AI we have today is a collection of specialists, what's the next big leap? Well, it's moving from that specialist to a true generalist. This is the grand ambition, the long-term goal that really drives a lot of AI research.
And this goal, it has a name too, Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. Now, the most important word here is hypothetical, because right now, this kind of AI exists in science fiction, not on your phone.
So what would a general AI actually do? Well, instead of being good at just one thing, it could perform basically any intellectual task a human can. Imagine a single system that could learn a new language, compose music, discover a scientific breakthrough, or just have a normal conversation, all by reasoning and adapting just like a person. It's a pretty mind-bending idea, and it's so important to remember. We are not there yet, not even close.
And that brings us to the final stop on our tour, the most speculative frontier of AI. This is where the conversation gets really wild and pushes way out into the future, asking the question, what could come after human-level intelligence?
This purely conceptual, far-off idea is called superintelligent AI. So if narrow AI is the specialist and general AI is the human-level generalist, superintelligence is something else entirely.
A superintelligent AI wouldn't just be as smart as a human. It would surpass us dramatically in every single way you can imagine. We're talking scientific creativity, problem solving, even things like emotional wisdom. It's a concept so far beyond what we have now that it's just pure speculation, but boy, does it force us to ask some really profound questions about our own future.
So let's just put that all together real quick. We've got the narrow AI of today, which is task-specific. Think of your voice assistant. Then there's the hypothetical goal of a general AI, which would be on a human level. And finally, way out there in the speculative future is the idea of a super intelligent AI that's beyond human. It's a pretty clear ladder climbing from the real to the theoretical.
Okay, so we've mapped out the different types of AI. Now let's shift gears and talk about something really important, the human response. Why does this technology, even in its simplest form, often feel so unsettling?
And this is a really fascinating question, isn't it? If almost all the AI we actually interact with is just narrow AI, these specialized tools, why is there this widespread underlying anxiety about it? The answer, it turns out, is buried deep in our own psychology.
It really comes down to a few key fears. First, there's that fundamental human fear of losing control, right? As these systems get more complex, it can feel like we're ceding authority. Then there's the very practical, very real concern about job displacement. And layered on top of all that, you have these big, thorny ethical questions. Plus the simple fact that this field is moving at an absolutely breakneck speed. It's no wonder it can all feel a little overwhelming.
This quote just nails it. It really gets to the core of the anxiety. The fear isn't just about creating a machine that can mimic our thinking. The deeper fear is creating something that could surpass us, that could think in ways we can't even comprehend. That idea challenges our fundamental place in the world.
And you know what? This isn't a new feeling, not at all. This is an ancient anxiety that's baked into our culture. It echoes through stories we've been telling for centuries, like Frankenstein, The ultimate cautionary tale about creating something powerful that we can't control.
And I think this is the perfect thought to end on. The future of AI isn't some predetermined path that we're just passengers on. The fear we feel comes from uncertainty about the choices we will make. And that's actually the key, because it means that like any powerful tool, its future isn't written in stone. It's up to us to decide how we build it, how we use it, and what kind of future we want it to be a part of.